Mario Kart Double Dash is the fourth installment of Nintendo's famous Mario Kart series and was released in November of 2003 for the Nintendo GameCube. Double Dash is one of, if not the most unique Mario Kart in the entire 30-year series. Nintendo usually likes to try to put a twist of some kind in their new Mario Kart installments, and Double Dash is no exception. The twist in this game, of course, is the mechanic of having two racers in one kart. One player drives while the other holds and uses the items. You can also switch which character is driving at any point in the race, which allows you to hold two items at once if you switch at the right times. While it's not exactly a game-breaking mechanic that makes you want to constantly go back and play this game, it is still a unique and fun feature that has not returned in any Mario Kart title since. Now, while the game is called Double Dash and the two-person to a kart feature is the main attraction, it's actually not the only mechanic that is exclusive to this game. It is also the only game to have special items. Items have been a staple of Mario Kart since the very beginning, but there has never been a game with special items specific to each pair of characters. I think that special items make the game a lot more fun and chaotic, especially on certain tracks, and honestly I think it is a more impactful feature than a two-person kart one. Now let's talk about an extremely important part in all Mario Kart games. How does the driving feel? When I'm playing Mario Kart, the tracks can be awesome, the items can be chaotic, and the music can be bumping, but if the driving doesn't feel fun and fluid, I'm not going to want to come back and play it. Double Dash's driving feels pretty different from the other Mario Karts. The drifting is some of the best in the series, with the mini turbo being gained by flicking the analog stick back and forth, rather than how long and sharp you are drifting like in newer titles. The other thing that is really noteworthy about the driving is how slippery the controls feel. I cannot tell you how many times I've missed an item box or hit a shell on the ground because it felt like I didn't have total control of my kart. It's really one of my biggest gripes with this game because it can be very frustrating, especially on certain tracks with different terrain. Now let's talk about the track selection. The tracks in this game are some of the best in the whole series. Many different settings that immerse you in their respective locations and make you feel like you're really there. Luigi's Circuit is one of the better starting tracks in Mario Kart. It's pretty basic except for the fact that you drive by the other racers when they're going the opposite direction, but overall it's a fun track to drive with all the boost panels it has. You ever wanted to drive a car across the beach into the freaking ocean? Well, that's exactly what you do on Peach Beach. The tide on the beach goes up and down as the race goes on, and the music makes you feel like you're on vacation. Just watch out for the cataquacks. Baby Park is probably the simplest track in Mario Kart history, considering it's just a big oval that takes like 10 seconds to go around one time. The big difference between Baby Park and normal tracks though is the fact that this track has 7 laps compared to the normal 3. And while it may be an extremely simple layout, this track could not be more chaotic. The lack of size and length combined with the special items like Bowser's giant shells and the baby's chain chomp creates an all-out brawl on the racetrack that is both frustrating and entertaining. Dry Desert is definitely not one of my favorites. I've never been a big fan of desert tracks and this one is no exception. The driving in this game is already slippery and the sand does not help at all. The tornadoes are super annoying and make you lose an unbelievable amount of time if you get caught in them. There's also a huge sand trap that sucks you in if you're not careful. Overall, it's really not a terrible track, but I personally don't enjoy it. At first, Mushroom Bridge seems like a super basic track with a great song, but once you play it more and more, you see the little features you may have missed the first time. Being able to ride on top of the bridge railing is the more obvious one. There's also the hill shortcut and the pipe shortcut just after the finish line. And one I figured out more recently is if you hit the red mushroom cars, they actually pop out a mushroom on the ground for you to use. Mushroom Bridge is a fantastic track, and the music makes it even more enjoyable. Every Mario Kart game has their own iteration of Mario Circuit, and Double Dash is no different. This is personally one of my favorite Mario Circuit tracks with the challenging but fun turns, obstacles like piranha plants and chain chomps, and the iconic music that makes this track a blast to play. Daisy Cruiser is one of the most innovative racing game tracks I have ever seen. I mean, you're literally racing on a cruise ship. You go through a dining hall with moving tables, and there's even a cool detour in the engine room where you get shot out of a pipe, which seems to be a theme for this game's shortcuts. Daisy Cruiser is an all-time classic and one of the best Mario Kart tracks ever. Waluigi Stadium is basically what Wario Stadium in Mario Kart 64 should have been. Lots of jumps with rings of fire, giant moving obstacles, and you can even watch yourself on the Jumbotron in the stadium. This course is a blast to play, and it's even better on Mario Kart Wii with all the added zippers and trick system. I hate to say it, but Sherbert Land is probably my least favorite track to play in this game. The already slippery controls with the ice makes for a not enjoyable race every time. Now, the track looks great and the music is great as usual, but I just don't enjoy this one. Mushroom City is exactly what it sounds like. You're driving through a generic looking city at night with other cars on the road. What makes this track interesting is the many different routes you can take to get to the end, which can be confusing at times. Overall, it's pretty fun to drive, and the options make it unique. Yoshi Circuit is probably my favorite track in this entire game, and that's not just because I love Yoshi. There's nothing super unique about the course other than the fact that it's an outline of Yoshi. The track just drives so well, and both the waterfall and tunnel shortcuts are fantastic. Who knew making a course out of a character outline would work so well? And I really hope they do this again in the future. DK Mountain is the perfect combination of excitement and difficulty. You start by getting shot out of a cannon onto the top of a mountain, and slowly make your way back down while trying to avoid boulders and not fall off to your death. I really feel like this track should be in the Special Cup considering how hard it is, but being the last one in the Star Cup is good too. Wario Coliseum is truly an incredible experience. You go through this enormous cage with all kinds of crazy jumps and turns, and there's even a huge chasm you can jump at the end. This course is very difficult and very long as well, which is why it only has 2 laps and is the only Mario Kart track to ever do that to this date. Dino Dino Jungle is exactly what the name entails. You drive through a prehistoric, dinosaur-inhabited theme park with narrow bridges and geysers to ruin your race. This is pretty much what would happen if Mario Kart and Jurassic Park did a collaboration, and it's beautiful. Double Dash's Bowser Castle is one that doesn't necessarily stand out to me, but I always enjoy it when I play it. It's got your basic Bowser's Castle obstacles like thwomps, spinning fire things, and even a giant mechanical Bowser that shoots fireballs at you. There's definitely some unnecessary turns here and there, which is why it's so lengthy, but overall it's a lot of fun and lives up to the Bowser Castle expectations. The most anticipated track of every Mario Kart game has to be Rainbow Road. It's been in every game since the beginning, and it's always one of, if not the most fun track in its respective title. Double Dash's rendition of Rainbow Road is easily one of the best. There's tons of boost panels, long corkscrew sections, stars that fall from space onto the track that you can pick up, and even a giant cannon elevator thing. Not to mention the music is absolutely incredible and makes the race feel that more special. Mario Kart Double Dash is nowhere near being a perfect Mario Kart game, but it has a lot going for it and I always enjoy playing it. The driving isn't my favorite, but it can still be enjoyable. The 2-kart mechanic is unique and adds a little more strategy. Special items make for more chaotic and wild moments, and the tracks are some of the best in Mario Kart history. The only real gripes I have with this game is the slipperiness of the driving and just the lack of content in this game, where there only being 16 tracks, no versus mode, there's no mission mode or anything like that. It's pretty much just Grand Prix, battle mode, and time trials. With that being said, my official rating for Mario Kart Double Dash is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. It's a very unique and fun game, but the reason it's not an 8 or 9 is mostly because of the lack of tracks and modes like I just said. If this game had retro tracks, it would easily be an 8. And that's going to do it for the video. If you agree or disagree with my review, let me know in the comments. If you enjoy all kinds of Mario Kart content, consider subscribing to the channel, as there will be a lot more like this to come. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep karting.